Yeah, that's amazing. The fact that we've been going for a year, unbelievable. So we'll start again now. 10-year Tao practice. Go like that. We'll all be immortal at the end of it. Okay. So
What page?
we are up to 124. We'll do an invocation. So everyone just get comfortable. Rest your awareness on your breath. Both hands on your lower abdomen. And see a jindan in your lower abdomen, golden light bone. Invoke it. Dear Shen Qi Jing of my jindan, I love you, honor you, and appreciate you. Dear Heaven and Mother Earth, I love you, honor you, and appreciate you. Dear Chen Yi Jin Shui, Heaven's sacred liquid, Yen Jin Ye, Mother Earth's sacred liquid, please continuously nourish our jindan. Dear all beings in heaven, the divine, name a physical teacher if you have one, alive or transition. Dear all Yuanling, all the Taoist saints, holy saints, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Akashic record workers, keepers, leaders, ascended masters, lamas, gurujis, kahunas, elders of the land, and more. All Yuanling, all the heavenly bodies, sun, the moon, the stars, the Mother Earth, all humanity, we love, honor, and appreciate you. Dear the Tao, the source. We invite all beings to hear the wisdom in this text and to practice with us. I'll chant the mantra, the sacred mantra, just to nourish everyone's jindan a few times, just to start the practice. Tao Shou Qian Yi Jin Shui Jin Ye Yen Ru Dan Tian Shen Qi Jing Hui Qian Di Ren Hui Jin Dan Lian Cheng Bai Bing Shao Chu Yu Fan Bai Bing Fan Lao Huan Tong Chang Shou Yong Sheng. All divine Tao treasures I received from my teacher. Calligraphies, please bless everyone's jindan as appropriate on the line. For Tao Sheng Yi Qian Yi Jun Shui Jin Jinu Ye Yan Ru Dan Qian Shen Qi Jing Hui Qian Di Ren Hui Jin Dan Lian Cheng Bai Bing Shao Chu Yu Fan Bai Bing Fan Lao Huan Tong Chang Shou Yong Sheng. One more. Tao Sheng Yi Qian Yi Jun Shui Jin Jinu Ye Yan Ru Dan Tian Shen Qi Jing Hui Qian Di Ren Hui Jin Dan Lian Cheng Bai Bing Shao Chu Yu Fan Bai Bing Fan lao huan tung chang shou yung sheng. How? To study, practice, and reach Tao is exactly to follow direction of reverse creation. All things return to three, three returns to two, two returns to one returns to Tao. In traditional Chinese medicine, all cells of the body return to the five elements, then return to yin and yang, and finally return to one. To return to one is to return to Tao. Tao is emptiness. Tao is the source and creator of all universes. In summary, treatment in traditional Chinese medicine is to follow reverse creation. The Yellow Emperor's internal classic, the ancient but still authoritative book on traditional Chinese medicine states, I won't say the Chinese, in distant ancient times, the true saints connected and melded with heaven and earth, mastered yin and yang, breathed the essence of matter and energy from the universe, and focused and concentrated within, okay? Age is as long as heaven and earth's. Physical life has no end. Fan Lao Huan Tung is total rejuvenation for a human being. To transform old age to the purity and health of a baby is easy to say, it is difficult to do. This renowned statement first appeared thousands of years ago in Taoist teachings. Throughout history, millions of people have studied and practiced Tao, but only a very limited number of practitioners have reached Tao. To reach Tao is to become a saint of the highest level. As I explained in chapter 1, I'm honored to offer the 5 steps of Tao training to humanity to reach Tao. I'm honored to be a servant to train 4 layers of saints. Human saints or servant, Mother Earth saints or servant, Heaven's saint or servant, Tao saint or servant. To be a saint is to be a servant. To be a saint, you must be humble. This training is pure training. Nobody is allowed to gain ego, to even think how special I am. The moment you think you are special, you have gained ego. Your ego will affect your progress on the spiritual journey. To be a saint is to gain divine abilities and Tao abilities to harmonize and bless humanity, Mother Earth, heaven, and all universes. The divine and Tao are ready to download their power to chosen ones. To gain power, to gain abilities, is to be a better servant. I have shared in my teaching that there are so many spiritual groups and teachings in history that it is difficult to count. There are all kinds of religions too. In every spiritual group and religion, there could be thousands of techniques and methods. What is the best method or best technique to fulfill one's spiritual journey? What is the fastest way to uplift your soul to the divine realm in order to stop reincarnation? What is the best way to gain divine power and abilities to be a divine servant, to serve humanity, Mother Earth, and all souls? The answer, listen to this, the answer to all of these questions can be summarized in one sentence. Unconditional universal service with total gold is the best and fastest way to fulfill one's spiritual journey and to gain divine powers and abilities to be a divine servant for humanity, Mother Earth, heaven, and all souls in all universes. Remember, power is given. The more humble we are, the more we can be trusted by heaven to fulfill heaven's tasks. So the more spiritual power we'll be given for healing, for even stopping natural disasters, okay? But that power is only given to a pure, humble being. So that's how power is given in the Tao journey. And you look at the dark side, and I always share this because they're just polar opposites. Okay, the spiritual, to progress in nature, spiritual way, you become more humble, more selfless, less ego, more one with everything. You gain more power and abilities, and evolve your consciousness that way. The dark side, completely opposite. It's through control, manipulation, trying to steal power, okay? Trying to create technology for power. Okay? It's just the opposite. It's not right, wrong, good or bad. It's just the opposite. In the yin yang world, we need both, okay? My spiritual, but one will always keep you earthbound. Okay? If you're manipulating people to try and gain power for your growth, you will always be stuck here. You will always, the law of karma, will always keep you bound, samsara, to the world. My spiritual teachings can be summarized as unconditional gold service, where G stands for gratitude, O is obedience, L is loyalty, and D is devotion. I'm just going to say something here. I heard a gentleman I've been listening to lately. He's a bit of a health guy, and I did like what he said. He said, and it's just a different way of looking at things, but I think this is a simple practice that might be able to help. You might be able to apply. Okay. He said, nobody has ever woke up laughing, but many people wake up angry. He said, the state of joy and happiness and fear and anger is the difference between those two physiologically is oxygen, your oxygen saturation for the brain. Okay. So if you wake up in the morning and you find yourself agitated or you find yourself complaining, even if it's a subtle complaint, like, oh, I feel a bit stiff today, right? Even though you may feel stiff, that's still a complaint, okay? So just from a different perspective, rather than trying to work it out in your head, he suggests, as soon as you open your eyes, whether you feel good or you don't, spend the first 8 to 10 minutes taking deep breaths. Okay, get the oxygen levels back up in the body. It's a great technique. I just thought I'd share that. It comes to my head when I was reading this, because gratitude is the first one in total gold.
Rick, what about sadness?
What about it?
It's above anger, just that one above.
It doesn't matter. Sadness and grief and things like that, they all stem from fear somewhere. So anything that's stems from fear is anger, frustration, jealousy, sadness, grief, guilt. Okay, anything that stems from love is empowering. It's love, it's compassion, it's inspiration, and things like this. But rather than trying to figure them out, this is why this same gentleman says something really fascinating. He says, no matter how motivated you are for a spiritual practice, a business idea, whatever, your physiology will always pull you back to where your body's at, right? So, and he says, everybody, whether you die in a car crash, whether you get shot, whether you die of old age, everyone dies of hypoxia. It's the lack of oxygen into the brain. That's what everyone will die of. So he's saying oxygen is the number one thing for health. Now, I knew that, but just the way that he put it across was very helpful, because I thought, I've been sharing for a long time. If you're sad or you're frustrated and you can't put your finger on it, rather than trying to chase your tail, just settle your breathing, because changing your breathing to long, slow, deep, regular, quiet breaths will settle your body's physiology. The body's physiology settle, your mind will actually settle as well. So yeah, sadness, all of them, instead of saying, well, what about this, what about this, what about this, which is all good, just do that as a practice. Every time you're feeling a little bit off, just go back to your breath. How am I breathing? Am I breathing shallow? Am I breathing deep? Am I breathing irregular? Am I breathing noisy? And just take a few conscious deep breaths, get the breaths going. All good. All good. Thank you for the question.
I was waiting for you to say you wake up laughing. But then And then when you said take the breaths, I sort of just closed my eyes for a little bit and smiled and started breathing. And I was just like, why don't I do that every morning? I just instantly felt awesome.
Well, it's funny you say that, because there's a lot of, not that we need research, I don't like saying it, you say, oh, there's research into blah, blah, blah. It's common sense. But smiling actually heals and settles your nervous system. Thich Nhat Hanh's been teaching that for years in his centers, is getting people to just close their eyes, settle down, and physically smile, put a big smile on your face.
So simple, isn't it? Like, just to change that morning routine. Yeah, it's massive. Thank you.
It's massive, because how you wake up is usually how your day goes. This is why everyone now, there's like a biohacking is win your morning. Okay, the 5 a.m. club, you get up and you this, that, and the other. It's all good. Don't get me wrong, if it's working, it's good. But I just find if you can get up and put your mind on gratitude, and if you find that hard, rather than thinking, oh, I should be and I just can't do it, then just say, forget about all the techniques on where to put my mind thinking. I'm just going to take deep breaths for 10 minutes and then see if you can do it. See if you can be grateful, because we can always be grateful for so much. Okay.
Can I just share something else that's working for me that's really simple?
Yes, please.
When if you accidentally hit yourself or hit elbow on something and the instant pain comes, I've just been saying sorry to my elbow and sorry for doing that, and the pain just disappears. And that's happened with anything. Like if I was digging and my knee started to hurt, and I went, oh, I'm sorry to my knee, and it stopped hurting instantly.
Beautiful. I love that. I tell you what, I've gone through for probably the last, literally probably since I've been with Master Shah, is like the other week I had a black eye. I can't remember what I was thinking, but it was redundant thinking. I was in work, I was busy, and whatever I was thinking was not conscious thinking, put it that way. And I just walked full speed into like a sunshade, smashed myself in the eye, and it just came up like a big lump like that. And it always happens if I'm not conscious of what I'm doing. I'll hit myself somewhere straight away. I just go, thank you so much for just reminding me that I'm not in the right place. And it's great. I just always say, thank you, God, for that. And it's the same with, with the pain, always eases off. Again, moving into gratitude. But I love that technique as well. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You're addressing the soul as well, you see?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I share something that I've been doing?
Yes, you can.
I've got a little, I don't know what it is. It's like a big, it's not mole, it's on the side of my face. And my daughter said to me, I've had it for about a year or more. And my daughter said, you really need to go and have that checked out, because it was getting darker and it was sort of scubbing and then going away. So for the last, I don't know, week or so, I've been doing the say hello process. And when you give your body an order to heal. And what's interesting is when I put my, I use this moringa oil that I put on my face first, and I have this cream I put on. When I'm saying that, I'm automatically slowing down and just loving my skin. And it's going, it's definitely going. I can hardly feel it there now. You can still see it, but I can hardly feel it. And then last week, I was doing my yoga. And as I pulled the blocks out the way, I damaged a spider. And I sort of put it on some paper and I moved it. And I thought it was dead because all its legs were buckled up. And I did that on the spider. And a couple of minutes later, I saw it running across the room.
Yeah, well. Yeah, no, I've done a lot of that as well. But that's awesome. I love hearing this because it means you're applying the teaching. You know what I mean? You're putting, because at the end of the day, this all sounds nice, right? But if we don't try it, I mean, it's got no value at all. You know what I mean? You got to experience it. But it's funny, Danielle called me today, just before we came live, like half an hour before we came live, and a beautiful bird had flew into one of the windows up the top and then hit the floor. And I went out and it sort of staggered to one side. and I didn't want to go near it, but I just sat down next to it, and I just turned on all the Love Peace Harmony treasures of their blessing. I just sat there singing Love Peace Harmony to it. And then I gently started stroking it. And I know they need a little bit of time. I don't want to start picking anything up in case it really hurts its neck or whatever. And yeah, just stayed with it. Just chanted for it. And I was just, stroking it, giving it all my love. And then the way it was looking, I thought it could have been in trouble, because I've seen a few birds that have done that. And this was just like, it was only blinking. And every time it tried to move, it didn't look like it was doing too well. And then, yeah, after about 5 or 10 minutes, it just picked up, walked around. I opened the gate, like he came to this little area where there's a gate. I opened the gate and it just flew off. I was like, yeah. So it's lovely to know these simple techniques with nature as well, because we've done that a lot. Like I remember we saw chicks that had fell out of a tree, out of a nest, and I picked them up and I did soul communication with the mum, because I'd heard somewhere that they can be rejected from their mum or whoever if they've got the scent of a human on them. And I climbed up this tree with one arm and I put the chick, because they're still alive, by the nest, and just sat there, and I did soul communication with the mum, and I was just chanting for them, and the mum just took the chick in. So yeah, we've got loads of cool stories like that. Yeah, all good. Thanks for sharing, everyone.
Beautiful story, Nick. That's lovely.
Yeah, and you. Okay, total gold service is most important for one's spiritual journey. Total gold is the divine yardstick to determine how far and fast a spiritual being's spiritual journey will be. So you think about when we go through spiritual testing, okay, when times do get hard, loved ones are suffering, challenges financially, relationships. Can we be grateful? Can we be obedient? Meaning, can we follow the guidance in our heart from the divine? Can we be loyal to the practice, to God? And can we still be devoted and understand that there's always a spiritual reason for this? Okay, heaven is most fair. Whatever happens in life, spiritual reason for that. So he's saying, this is how we can gauge our growth. If one offers a little service, one will have little growth. If one offers more service, one will have more growth. One offers unconditional, total gold service, one can have unlimited growth. Heaven and the Akashic records record every soul service. There is an ancient statement: if you do not want people to know, do not do it. Anything you do, good things and unpleasant things, is recorded. Heaven records your activities, behaviors, and even your thoughts. High-level purification is to purify your thoughts. How can you purify your thoughts? When you have an unpleasant thought, sincerely say, sorry, divine, please forgive me. Kongzi, known in the West as Confucius, said, Yiru Sanzi, it means each day reflect 3 times. Check what you have done wrong, in activities, behavior, and especially thoughts. Did you have unpleasant, unhealthy thoughts? Did you have unpleasant activities or behaviors? If so, connect with the divine, Tao, and heaven, and say, dear divine, dear Tao, dear heaven, please forgive me. Then sing Chen Di Ren Hui. Okay, sing Love Peace Harmony, sing Om Mani Padme Hum, but you're saying Chen Di Ren Hui here. But listen, this is literally, I mean, a lot of the questions that you guys ask, this is the answer. Okay, think about this. If every time you have an unpleasant thought, anytime something unpleasant seems to happen to you, anytime you feel sad, anytime you're frustrated, if we connect straight with God, right, or with heaven, or Guan Yin, even like, or Jesus, right, whatever resonates true to you, and straight away say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and chant a mantra for the benefit of all beings, even if it's for 1 minute. What are you doing? You are reaching higher frequencies. You're reaching out of the mud like a lotus flower. Okay. You think about most people when they get in that rut. They don't want to, like, I'm not doing that. Or you are cutting yourself off from higher frequencies. You are staying in the mud and you start spiraling down. Okay. Nothing ever good comes from that. We've all experienced that. It's such a simple practice, this, and it is literally the answer to most people's questions. Yen Jin Ye is one of the most powerful Tao mantras to offer service to humanity, Mother Earth, heaven, and all universes. This mantra is so powerful that it is beyond anyone's comprehension and words. It's basically saying no one can comprehend the power of this mantra. This is a daily practice. There is no limitation on how long you can sing or chant this Tao mantra. You can sing or chant Yen Jin Ye silently anytime, anywhere. Sing or chant this Tao mantra in your heart non-stop. Remember, we watched the Master Shah interview with Master Guo. We've got to finish that. But what does Master Guo say? Master Guo says Yen Jin Ye is everyone's highest purpose, the universal purpose of all beings. Many people have busy minds full of stress, struggles, and challenges. They want to transform every aspect of their lives. When they have struggles, many people turn even more to their minds. The more you use your mind, the more you may get lost because your mind could lead you in the wrong direction. It is important to connect with your soul and heart to receive guidance from them. Your soul and heart can guide you in the right direction to better solutions for every aspect of your life. When you face any challenges or blockages, whether in health, relationships, or finances, to use your mind is not wrong. But do not forget spiritual guidance and practice. Do not forget the teaching that the soul is the boss. Realize that your soul is the boss. And think about that when you look at people like David Goggins. He's a guy now. I actually like David Goggins. He's like a no shit ex-military guy, but he's very nice. I do like his. He's always saying you have to master your mind. You have to, callous your mind. You have to push through and be the master of your mind. But when he's saying your mind, who is the you who's mastering the mind? I've never heard him answer that question. I don't know if he's even reflected on that himself. Maybe he has. But this is what Master Shah is saying. The soul is the boss. You are the soul. The mind is the mind. It's a tool. Mother Earth and heaven have souls. Every business has a soul. Every relationship has a soul. Do not forget the one sense and secret for soul healing and more. Heal the soul first, then healing of the mind and body follow. When you sing or chant Yen Jin Ye, it may appear that there is no connection to your health, relationships, and finances. Therefore, you may decide not to sing or chant this Tao mantra very much. That would be a pity. To explain why, let me share the true secret of this Tao mantra with you now. To chant Yen Jin Ye is to serve humanity and all souls. The moment you chant, heaven knows right away. The divine and Tao also know right away. They will instantly give you virtue and bless your health, relationships, and finances. You do not need to ask for any blessings. There's so much wisdom in this. You don't have to even ask for blessings. You don't have to say, please help me in this situation, because they see everything, right? All you need to do is give pure service for humanity and all souls by singing or chanting this Tao mantra. Master Shah says, if your focus is to enlighten everybody else, you don't have to think about your journey. Heaven, the divine, Tao, nature, they will bless you. You don't have to worry about you being blessed. You just focus on helping others. I have shared the major spiritual secrets of the Say Hello healing and Say Hello blessing in my previous book, starting in 2002 with power healing. This secret can be summarized in one sentence. Say hello, healing and blessing is one of the most important soul secrets, wisdom, knowledge, and practical techniques for healing, preventing sickness, rejuvenation, prolonging life, and transforming every aspect of life, including relationships and finances. Now is the time to share an even deeper one-sentence secret with you and humanity. Only serve without asking. Let me explain. If you are a total gold servant, you need to remember only to serve. When you serve, heaven records your service. The saints see your service. The divine sees your service. The Tao sees your service. They can see your life challenges better than you can yourself. The mind might think, I need this, this, this. They see more than we do. They're a higher dimension. They can see the health, relationship, financial, and other issues in your life. Because you are a total gold servant, you do not need to ask for any blessings. You just serve. For example, you may be chanting Chen Di Ren Hui. So just think about that. When we are in total gold, gratitude, obedience, loyalty, devotion, we trust and surrender that God and the Tao sees more than we do, right? When we live in that state of surrender, we may face challenges. And if we're in that state, we will know that there is a bigger picture that is saving us if our intentions have been good. Okay? So an example, there's a story and it's told so many different ways. It's in there. I'm going to mess it up now, but basically a gentleman gets given a load of horses back in the day for no reason at all. Somebody says to him, you're so blessed to have all these horses. And he says, maybe. Doesn't say he is or he isn't. He's riding the horses. One of the horses throws him off. He breaks both of his legs. Someone says to him, you're so unlucky. He says, maybe. Then there's a war. Everyone gets called to war, but he doesn't go to war because he's got broken legs. Someone says, you're so lucky. He says, maybe. So you can keep going on like that. The point is, no matter what happens, whether it's a blessing or it's a challenge, if we're in the condition of total gold, we see that everything is for our benefit. There's a reason for everything. This is living in harmony with the soul world. So we'll call it a day there for tonight. There's a lot of wisdom in that. I might even watch this again because there's been a lot in this. There's so much in there. Each week I'm going to explain deeper and deeper. Jin Dan Da Dao Shu Lian. We're going to go over it tonight. And I'm going to play it once, and then we're going to do Bao Yen Shou Yen Jin Ye. Okay, this is going to be our weekly practice now. So in this, you can all see this, guys, yeah? Just make sure I've shared it right.
Yeah.
Okay, so for now, I'll introduce, we go into it a bit later on, but this Hei Hong Honga Shi Wong Yo, we don't need to really focus on them just yet. Jing is matter, Qi energy, Shen soul, Shu is emptiness, Tao is complete emptiness, the Tao. Jing Qi Shen Shu Dao Hui is matter, energy, soul, emptiness, and Tao joining as one. Jindan is the Jindan. Yu Dao He is meld with Tao, it's meld with the source. So this mantra is saying, first one is on Jing. So it's saying Tian Jing. It means heaven's matter. Di Jing, Mother Earth's matter. Ren Jing, it means humanity's matter. Now, Master Shah has said that when you're calling in humanity, it's the matter of what humans can actually achieve. So even when you're calling in humans, it's calling in the matter of all the top masters. Okay, so it's still massive. Yen Jin Ye, so it's heaven, Mother Earth, humanity's Jing. So everything has a field. Heaven has a field, Mother Earth has a field, humanity as a collective has a field, but all three have their own field. Wan Wu Jing means countless planets, stars, galaxies, matter. Chen Yu Zhou Jing means countless universes. Jing, it's just Jing of everything. Jie Shu Dao Jing, that means all belong to Tao. They're all Tao's Jing. You're going to get deeper insights as you go into this mantra, because you'll realize that Tao is everything. All energy, all matter, all spirit is Tao. But I'll let you chant it. You get a lot of insights from this mantra. So that's the process. It goes heaven, earth, human beings, heaven, earth, human beings, countless planets, stars, galaxies, and universes, matter. And then the next round is exactly the same, but only chi, vital energy. So heaven's chi, Mother Earth's chi, humanity's chi. Heaven, Mother Earth, humanity's chi, countless planets, stars, galaxies, and universes, all belongs to Tao Chi. But every time you chant this, you are accumulating the matter, the energy, the soul, the emptiness, the Tao in your Jindan. So this is why Master Sha says in this practice, this is one of the, probably the highest Jindan practice, because not only are we accumulating this energy into our Jindan, we are doing this Jindan practice for all beings, for heaven, earth, humanity, countless planets, stars, galaxies, and universes. So it works its way through some matter, energy, spirit, emptiness, Tao. Then this one is Jing Qi Shen Shu Dao Hui. So it's matter, energy, soul, emptiness, Tao join as one. Then when it gets to Wung, the seventh soul house, it's Jindan. So it's heaven's Jindan, Mother Earth's Jindan, humanity as a collective's Jindan, heaven, earth, human beings, Jindan, countless planets, stars, galaxies, universes, Jindan. Okay. And then the final one, which is very powerful one, is heaven Yu Dao He, and it means heaven meld with Tao. Mother Earth meld with Tao. Humanity meld with Tao. Heaven, earth, human beings meld with Tao. Countless planets, stars, galaxies meld with Tao. Countless universes meld with Tao. All beings meld with Tao. This is Tao reverse creation. Okay. This mantra takes 15 minutes. So we'll chant this. The Hei Hong Hong Ga Shi Wong Yo is in between each one of these. You'll say Hey Ya Yu, Hey Ya Yu. What he's doing there is, let's just see if I go to this image. I haven't got them all set up, but basically, Hey is the first soul house. Ya is the Kong Gong, so sacred location right in the center of the body, behind the navel. Yo is the Wai Jiao, and Yi is the seventh soul house. So when you chant Hey Ya Yu, 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 Ya. And then he'll go through them all. So you'll get to a point where it's up here. It's like Wong Ya Yu, Wong Ya Yu. I don't want to confuse you. You'll make sense as we go. But what this is doing, it's moving energy. And this Jindan is spinning. It's growing. Okay. It's building our yin yang energy circles. And in between the mantra, the message in the mantra, we're growing that Jindan. Okay. And this is fundamentally what we're doing. Ice, dense matter. We purify Jing to Qi. Okay. It's like ice to water. Qi to Shen. Okay. Energy. We're transforming our energy to spirit, like steam. Ice to water to steam. Where does the steam go? If you're looking at that image, where's the steam go? It disappears to Shou, then to Tao. Okay, this is Taoist alchemy. Transforming Jing to Qi, Qi to Shen, Shen to Shu, Shu to Tao. That's the Tao journey. Matter to energy, energy to spirit, spirit to emptiness, emptiness to Tao. Any questions before we get into it? Awesome. There is a Jin Dan, Da Dao, Shu Lian hand position, which I've shared with you guys before, but just think of the type. Jin Dan is the Tao journey. Da Dao. Da Dao is big Dao, the big universal principles. Shou Dao, small Dao, which is the Tao of sleeping, the Tao of eating, the Tao of chewing your food, the Tao of movement, the Tao of exercise. It's following the Tao of everyday life, the small Tao. Da Dao is the big way, the big universal principles. This mantra is the big way. Okay, it's the highest. Master Shah says in the Tao too, and I've never heard him say it in any of his books. And usually, if anyone speaks in absolutes, it turns me off straight away. But he says, Jin Dan Da Dao Shu Lian is the absolute truth. It is the truth of the Tao Te Ching text. It is the truth of the Tao journey. And I've never heard him make that claim before in any of his books. He really emphasizes it. So Jin Dan, big Tao, Shu Lian. Shu Lian is purification practice. Okay, I'm going to mute myself. I'll keep this up so you can have a go singing along. If not, we're just going to do the Jin Dan, Da Dao, Shu Lian hand positions. Left hand or right hand underneath. Rest the other hand on your fingers. Thumbs barely touching. Over your lower abdomen, just below your navel. And if there's only one thing you do, it's just visualize a Jin Dan, golden light ball in that lower dantian area. Okay. I'll mute myself.
Jin Dan Da Dao Shu Lian天之经，地之经，人之经，天地人之经，万物之经。全宇宙之经，皆是道之经。嘿呀哟咦，嘿呀哟咦，嘿呀哟咦，嘿呀哟咦，嘿呀哟咦呀。天之气，地之气， 人之气，天地人之气，万物之气，全宇宙之气，皆是道之气。哼呀哟咦，哼呀哟咦，哼呀哟咦，哼呀哟咦，哼呀哟咦呀。天之神，地之神，人之神，天地人之神，万物之神，全宇宙之神，皆是道之神。轰呀哟咦，轰呀哟咦，轰呀哟咦，轰呀哟咦，轰呀哟咦呀。天之虚，地之虚，人之虚，天地人之虚，万物之虚，全宇宙之虚，皆是道之虚。啊呀哟咦，啊呀哟咦，啊呀哟咦，啊呀哟咦，啊呀哟咦呀。天之道，地之道，人之道，天地人之道，万物之道，全宇宙之道，皆是大道。西呀哟咦，西呀哟咦， 西呀有一，西呀有一，西呀有一呀。天精气神虚道合一，地精气神虚道合一，人精气神虚道合一，天地人精气神虚道合一，万物精气神虚道合一，全宇宙精气神虚道合一，皆是宇道合一，一呀有一，一呀有一，一呀有一，一呀有一，一呀有一呀。天金丹，地金丹，人金丹，天地人金丹，万物金丹，全宇宙金丹，皆是道金丹，嗡呀有一，嗡呀有一，嗡呀有一，嗡呀有一，嗡呀。天与道合真，地与道合 人与道合真，天地人与道合真，万物与道合真，全宇宙与道合真，皆是与道合真。有呀有因，有呀有因，有呀有因，有呀有因，有呀有因呀。
So I'm just going to play that same mantra again, but where I uploaded it on YouTube, which is him singing it, chanting it from the audio book. So I'll just mute myself. We'll play this again. Just play this one.
天之境，地之境，人之境，天地人之境，万物之境，全宇宙之境，皆是道之境。天之气，地之气，人之气，天地人之气，万物之气，全宇宙之气，皆是道之气。天之神，地之神，人之神，天地人之神，万物之神，全宇宙之神，皆是道之神。天之序，地之序，人之序，天地人之序，万物之序，全宇宙之序，皆是道之序。天之道，地之道，人之道，天地人之道，万物之道，全宇宙之道，皆是大道。天精气神虚道合一，地精气神虚道合一，人精气神虚道合一，天地人精气神虚道合一，万物精气神虚道合一，全宇宙精气神虚道合一，皆是与道合一。天金丹，地金丹，人金丹，天地人金丹，万物金丹，全宇宙金丹，皆是道金丹。天与道合真，地与道合真，人与道合真，天地人与道合真，万物与道合真，全宇宙与道合真，皆是与道合真。
And we're going to play just a few rounds of Yen Jin Ye. So in the Tao 2, we do dedicated practice, Jin Dan Da Dao Shu Lian, what we've just done. And then throughout your day, if you're chanting Bao Yen Shou Yen Jin Ye, and I'm going to make a video for you guys where both mantras are playing, so you'll have the mantras without me singing. I'm going to come to me to do that. Bao Yen Shou Yi means hold and focus your attention on the Jindan in the lower abdomen. And it also means hold your attention on oneness. Okay? Everything is in the lower dantian. The whole of creation is in the Jindan, the lower dantian. Bao Yen Shou Yi means harmony amongst everything. It's oneness. So you hold and focus on oneness. Yen Jin Ye is absorb the essence of heaven and Mother Earth through the crown chakra and through the soles of the feet into the Jindan. So when we chant Bao Yen Shou Yen Jin Ye, I'm going to do a video with the moving practice that we can do if you want. Yeah, and I'll upload that. I might even do at least one of them tonight, because it's important for you guys to start. I'll keep this slide up and I'll play Bao Yen Shou Yen Jin Ye now. Just let me mute myself.
Bao Yuan Shou Yi Yen Jin Ye, 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 报元首义言今夜，报元首义言今夜，报元首义言今夜，报元首义言今夜，报元首义言今夜。报元首义言今夜，报元首义言今夜，报元首义言今夜。
I'll stop the share there because it's already getting late, but we can, I'm going to make a few videos this week, 2 videos of Jin Dan Da Dao Shu Lian without me, so you can hear it, so you can get used to it with the words and what they mean. And I'll do the movement for Bao Yen Shou Yen Jin Ye, so you can hear that. So it's the equivalent of having it on CD. Yeah, so I'll get that done ASAP. So we'll just stay with the breath. And just scan the body and just be aware of how you feel. There's so much love in Bao Yen Shou Yen Jin Ye. It's very light. It's one of my, it's Master Sha's favorite mantra. When I was last in a one-on-one with him, he said it was his favorite mantra. That one line sums up 220 lines of the Immortal Tao classic. And he said it's his favorite mantra. He has that playing everywhere he goes. So that's a beautiful mantra that's simple, that we can chant throughout the day. Okay, you're in work, you can be chanting Bao Yen Shou Yen Jin Ye, with your focus in your lower dantian, absorb the essence of heaven and earth and the Tao. But when you want to sit down to do big Jin Dan practice, Shu Lian practice, you can do Bao Yen Shou Yen Jin Ye, but Jin Dan Da Dao Shu Lian, very powerful, powerful, powerful mantra. He says in that book, I'm going to get a calendar, okay, because I do some form of Jin Dan practice every day, but this is just a suggestion for you guys as well, is, or any way of counting, to build a Jin Dan for 300 days, to build a strong foundation for your body. Then 1,000 days, then 3,000 days, okay? So work every day on building your Jin Dan until it's literally a habit for the rest of your life. And even if it's only short, an hour to 2 hours is what he's suggesting is the most powerful, or the most important. But whatever you can do, okay? Never underestimate what one round of Jin Dan Da Dao Shu Lian can do. And that's why I uploaded him chanting it in the audio book, because just the way he chants it, like Qian Ji Jing, Di Ji Jing, Ren Ji Jing, Qian Di Ren Ji Jing. You know, in 15 minutes, he chants it and multiple times. When I do meditations with that, it's very, very powerful as well. So yeah, start counting the days. Be aware of the days you're doing Jin Dan practice, and have a journal of how you feel. Because honestly, Even the hey, you, just moving and clearing those center channels of the body. Observe what goes on in your life. Okay, you might start getting more insight. You might start hearing heaven sounds. Okay, you might start seeing spiritual images. As it says in the Tao book, by building a strong jindan, you don't have to put focus anywhere else. Once that energy accumulates there, everything happens by itself. The third eye opens by itself. All these states happen by themselves. The energy pathways know what they're doing. Everything's conscious. Okay, so document, journal how your life's going, so you can reflect back on it in 12 months or whatever. Because a strong jindan, you are going to be anchored in the world. Yeah, very powerful practice. So, a lot of wisdom in tonight, a lot in the book tonight. Very grateful for tonight. I enjoyed tonight. Bit too much talking, so we'll start extending the jindan practice. But we'll just close now. So we'll say, put our hands in the traditional prayer position. And we'll say, how. Thank you. Love you. Gong song. You have all our love and appreciation. But if anyone's got any questions, because there was a lot in there, or anyone want to share anything, please fire away. And if you do want to ask anything, I can stop the recording now. Yeah, I'll stop the recording now. The recording stopped.